To another episode of the review. We are back again for episode 3
Episode 3,
of the
yes.
review. So today we will be talking about Spider-Man.
No Way Home.
Yeah. So this movie did not exceed my expectations at all. I was expecting more. And I was wondering why. So before I even sat down to watch this movie, like I saw something on Facebook, and it was saying like, oh, you should watch all the Marvel movies, before watching Spider-Man, No Way Home, so you have a better understanding of the movie. So I'm here. Me and Antonio were trying to watch all these movies before we go see the Spider-Man movie.
Sidebar, I've seen all the movies, but she was trying to watch it.
Yeah, I was trying to watch it. Some movies I saw the big ones like all the Avengers and all that, but I didn't see like the individual ones like Iron Man and Captain America and
Thor and all
yeah.
that.
So I was trying to watch them all, and I wasn't able to watch everything because there was just so many. So we kind of just went and we watched the movie last night, and it was a letdown.
Before you even go into the letdown, was there anything that you did like in the movie?
I like Zendaya. I love her. So like that was the best part in my opinion. Like she's just dope. Like I just love the way she acts. She's an amazing actress. She plays her role very well. That was the best part. Oh, it was also really nice to see like the old Spider-Man, the Spider-Man that I grew up watching. I actually stopped watching Spider-Man when they changed it. That's probably
Sidebar,
why
that's a spoiler alert she's giving, by
sorry,
the way.
guys.
Sidebar.
I'm so sorry.
By this point, it's been out for a little bit, so hey.
Word, and if you've been on social media, you would have seen that that meme where they have like all three of the Spider-Mans and just like, oh, you're Spider-Man, you're Spider-Man, you're Spider-Man. So like, at this point, sorry guys. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see the Spider-Man that I grew up on. I can't say Peter Parker because all their names are Peter Parker.
The first one then.
Yeah,
Spider-Man number 1.
Right, Spider-Man number 1. It was really nice to see him, and I personally think that he was the best Spider-Man, like hands down the best Spider-Man. But yeah, babe, what were your takeaways? What are your thoughts?
I was extremely disappointed. The storyline, I think that's where it was flawed. The storyline behind it and what they decided to come up with, like I really wonder. People were inside of a meeting room, was like, "Yo, this is the script right here. This is what's going to hit." And I think, of course, it still sold out. It did crazy numbers because it's Spider-Man. It's a Marvel movie. People are going to see it regardless. But I was definitely disappointed in it. I didn't like what they came up with. So, like you said, we already doing spoiler alerts anyway, because, like I said, it's been out for a little bit. The main thing I didn't like is that basically Spider-Man, he seemed the current Spider-Man seemed very immature, very childish in his way of thinking. So instead of sending the criminals back and, letting Doctor Strange handle his business, he decides like, no, him and his aunt, oh, we can save them, we can fix them. That's not your job. So to me, it's like that kind of messed up the whole concept of what the superhero was, like what his role was. You're supposed to, get rid of the bad guys, arrest them, put them in jail, whatever the case may be. That's it. Now it's a great, kind of like little story, and it's great, looking at everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves to, improve on life and to become better individuals. I get that part. And I was rocking with it if they decided to show Mysterio and they decided to show Jamie Foxx's character Electro and Dr. Octavius. If they decided to show them back in their world, rehabilitated, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm rocking with it. They just go throughout the movie like they went back, and you don't see what happens to them.
Right.
You don't see them improved. You don't see, hey, this is what happened. Now maybe they're trying to wait and hold on and drag it on for another movie, but nah, I didn't like that. I think it was
Yeah.
a completely stupid idea of how they wrote it. I think it was flawed. It was cool to see all the different Spider-Mans there. It was cool to see the actual villains get rehabilitated.
Right. Right.
Um, but I felt like it was lacking, like it just left it undone.
Yeah. And you make a good point. Maybe they are planning to do something else with the Spider-Man. I guess I did myself a disservice by not even watching the first Spider-Man Homecoming.
I don't think
I
so.
don't I mean I don't know. Like I guess was Zendaya in that one too? Was she in
Um,
that one? I don't know. I have no idea,
I
guys.
regardless, I still don't think it would have made any difference. Just like watching all of them, I don't think that would have made any difference. Like watching them, all the movies before that, it gives you an idea of what's going on with Doctor Strange. It gives you an idea of, Iron Man not being there, and Spider Man, how he came into the role with the Avengers and helped save the world, yada yada yada. Cool. It gives you that front, that basis. But even seeing the first Spider Man would have made no difference on how the script was written. It was how it was written. It was, I don't know. It just seemed weird. Like, what are we doing here? We're like a Salvation Army rehabilitation center now. Like we're a rehab center now. Like, oh, this is his aunt talking about this is what we do. No, this is not
Right.
what superheroes do. Like you still committed these crimes. You can get the help you need, but you're gonna have to be arrested, sent
Right.
away. Like that's
And also too to also talk about that, like I think that I felt like when I was watching the movie, like he just didn't understand the roles that these Spider-Mans did, that why they did what they did. And then when the other Spider-Mans came into the movie, it was kind of like they just had to succumb to what he was doing because it wasn't I mean, it was nice that they had to respect him for what he was doing. They couldn't just take over the agenda because obviously this movie is about this Peter Parker. It's not
mhm.
about so, I mean, I thought it would have felt a little bit more fulfilling, like Antonio said, if it showed the different characters rehabilitated back in their world.
Like Sandman. Sandman kept saying, I want to get back to my daughter. It would have been great to see him in his world back with his daughter with
Right.
no problems. What happens then? What happens with those Spider-Mans in that era? Like I said, they might show another movie with that, but you could have dropped a little something and showed us, hey, you could have showed just a quick 30-second scene. Sandman not looking like sand, not doing anything like that with his daughter chilling, hanging out. You could have shown Dr. Octavius what happens to him as a doctor. Now he doesn't have these things going on, these voices going on in his head. What happens to Green Goblin? We know watching Green Goblin with the other Spider-Man, his son dies, he goes crazy, he's going through all these different type of things. What happens with him? Does his son die now? Does he not, neglect his son and decide to actually love on his son instead of, kind of like choosing Peter Parker more and doing a comparison between both of them? What happens with that? They don't even show anything like that. What happens with Jamie Foxx's character, Electro? Now that he's back, he goes back to his time period. He doesn't have a comb over. He looks like the Jamie Foxx that we all know for his character. What happens with him now? He had self-esteem issues, didn't think he was anybody till he fell into the ills, and now he had the electricity.
Mhm.
So what happens with him when he goes back? Is he still a janitor?
Right.
Does he, progress in life? Does he do something else with his life now? I think they could have shown something, even if they showed him, they flip back to that time period and he's the flyest janitor now. He's sweeping and whatever the case may be. They don't show it at all, which I think
Right.
like I said, that it's a great concept, great idea. Everybody deserves a second chance, but I don't. That wasn't what I was expecting when I saw it. I was not pleased with this Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I'm not sure like I don't even think that they would like use like try even if they do another Spider-Man. I don't even think that they would even go in that direction.
I don't think
I
so
don't
either.
think
That's
so.
like you could have
Yeah,
shown
like
it right here in this movie. Even like I said, for each of them, you gave them like a minute, 2 minutes of showing, hey, this is where they're at now. This is how things change for them. This is how things change for that Spider-Man. With that situation happening, now that these aren't these criminals, and maybe they're dealing with separate criminals that may not be as bad, maybe you see Spider-Man, the first one, maybe his uncle doesn't die. Maybe the second Spider-Man saves his version of MJ and she doesn't die. It just leaves so much unsaid, so much to wonder and to think about. Right. And it's not like a good wonder to think about where it's like, oh yeah, I can't wait. You know they're gonna show that in the second movie. Another Spider-Man would be no reason to go all the way backwards to see what happened with them.
Right, exactly.
What rating would you give this Spider-Man?
I give it like a 3 or 4 out of 10.
A 3, 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I it was a waste of time. Like it was just a waste of time. Like I was just telling Antonio last night, we should have just went to go see Journal for Jordan,
which we are going to go see.
Yeah,
and we'll be reviewing that too.
That's next. But
I'd have to give it like a 4 out of 10. I see what they try to do, but like I said, I feel like it was kind of just left hanging, left in the balance. It wasn't complete, I don't think. And Spider-Man, this Spider-Man character annoyed me greatly because it was like he wasn't aware of real life.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, they deserve a chance and nobody should die. And that's not real life. Like, they made the decisions. And of course, they went through things. They deserve a second chance. But it's just like he was living in another world. Even all the issues he was giving Doctor Strange, like, well, could this person remember? And could this person? And could this person remember? And what about this person? And what happens if this? And even he said, Doctor Strange, like, yo, you not realize? Like, it sounds like you're in the middle. Like, you want to be Spider-Man, but then you don't want to be Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. He didn't count the cost of what it was to be a superhero.
Right.
He was still living in La La Land. So his character in general, it was quite annoying. He seemed like a child within it, obviously, being that he was only 17, 18 years old. The only thing that he did, I felt that was actually mature, is at the end when he comes back to the coffee shop and he just gets his coffee and keeps it pushing.
Right.
That's the first time he did anything mature, anything adult superhero like to me in the whole movie. Wasn't until the end. So that's how we felt about it. Obviously, I don't think we're in the majority. Everybody loves Spider-Man.
Right.
We really didn't, honestly speaking. But there you go. Let us know your thoughts, your comments. Make sure
let us know what you guys think about Spider-Man. And maybe you guys can bring a different perspective, because obviously we ain't seeing the perspective that they had for this movie. Exactly. Like it just wasn't there for us. So that's episode 3.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Peace.